my channel. I'm Sarah Pavan.
And I'm Adam.
And today we're watching Attack on Titan Season 1, Episode 15, called Special Ops Squad, Night Before the Counteroffensive Part 2.
So, Eren did not get handed to the heretics, to the merchant squad, or to anybody else.
Military police.
Right. Well, there was a merchant.
Or a merchant.
No, but there was a merchant there who was complaining too. Like, everybody was fighting over what to do with him.
What they wanted.
Right.
In their best interests.
So, Levi took it upon himself to kick the snot out of him to prove a point, and kind of enjoyed it, to get him released to the survey squad.
Survey Corps.
Survey Corps. I like squad. But
Adam's just making things up now, which we know he always does. Okay. Luckily, the judge, who is the head of all three branches, had a bit of common sense. Didn't listen to the military police.
I don't love that setup, though. I think you need
very autocratic.
Yeah, like at least 3. So there's some kind of balance and check. One, well, seems like a bad idea, but we are where we are.
Well, Eren is in with the squad. The strange girl, her name eludes me at the moment, is very curious about him. Levi semi-apologized. Erwin did apologize, Captain Erwin. So we'll see how they're gonna group up, how they're going to plan to come up with what they're gonna do to get to this basement.
Do you think it's going to be about the basement or about taking back the territory, with the basement being like a side quest?
I think there are answers in the basement that the information there will set the foundation to be able to move forward.
And we discovered that Eren has Sarah's favorite ability, which is regrowing missing teeth so that they're all there.
Oh yeah! I was like, dang, that is tough to lose that tooth. But it's there. His smile's intact. Maybe he'll use it. So yeah, we're moving, we're shaking, we're very excited. This is amazing. So let's find out how we're gonna progress here. Season 1, Episode 15 of Attack on Titan is coming right now.
エレンは調査兵団預かりとなり、壁外調査に備えることとなった。
旧調査兵団本部。古城を改装した施設ってだけあって、趣とやらだけは一人前だが、こんなに壁と川から離れたところにある本部なんてな、調査兵団には無用の長物だった。まだ志だけは高かった結成当初の話だ。しかし、このでかいお飾りがお前を囲っておくには最適な物件になるとはな。調子に乗るなよ、新兵。はい。巨人だかなんだか知らんが、お前のような小便臭いガキにリヴァイ兵長がつきっきりになる。
乗馬中にペラペラ喋ってれば舌も噛むよ。
最初が肝心だ。あの新兵ビビっていやがったぜ。
オルオがあんまり間抜けだからびっくりしたんだと思うよ。
何にせよ、俺の思惑通りだな。
ねえ、昔はそんな喋り方じゃなかったよね。もしそれが仮にもしリヴァイ兵長の真似してるつもりなら本当にやめてくれない？いや、 全く共通点とかは感じられないけど。
俺を束縛するつもりかペトラ。俺の女房を気取るにはまだ必要な手順をこなしてないぜ。
舌を噛み切って死ねばよかったのに。
Oh.
巨人の討伐数とかもペラペラ自慢して。
安心しろ。お前らの自慢もついでにしといてやったからな。
あの人たちが調査兵団特別作戦班、通称リヴァイ班。
全くみっともない。
ペトラ・ラル、巨人討伐数10体、討伐補佐数48体。
I love that they keep stats.
オル・オボザド、討伐39体、討伐補佐9体。紛れもない
He's
戦
the
だ。
killer. Petra's the setup girl.
エルドジン、討伐14体、討伐補佐32体。グンタ・シュルツ、討伐7体、討伐補佐40体。みんなリヴァイ兵長に指名された調査兵団きっての精鋭。そして俺が暴走した時はこの人たちに殺されることになる。
雑草だらけだな。ひでえ荒れ方だ。
久しく使われてなかったからな。中も埃だらけだろ。それは重大な問題だ。早急に取り掛かるぞ。
He doesn't like anything to be dirty.
上の階の清掃完了しました。俺はこの施設のどこで寝るべきでしょうか。
お前の部屋は地下室だ。
また地下室ですか。
当然だ。お前は自分自身を掌握できてない。寝ぼけて巨人になったとして、そこが地下ならその場で拘束できる。これはお前の身柄を手にする際提示された条件の一つ。守るべきルールだ。部屋を見てくる。エレン、お前はここをやれ。
はい。
失望したって顔だね、エレン。
はい。
あ、エレンって呼ばせてもらうよ。リヴァイ兵長に習ってね。ここでは兵長がルールだから。
はい、それは構いませんが、俺今失望って顔してましたか。
珍しい反応じゃないよ。世間の言うような完全無欠の英雄には見えないでしょ。現物のリヴァイ兵長は思いのほか小柄だし、神経質で粗暴で近寄りがたい。
いえ、俺が意外だと思ったのは上の取り決めに対する従順な姿勢です。
強力な実力者だから序列や型にははまらないような人だと思った。
はい、誰の指図も意に介さない人だと。
私も詳しくは知らないけど、以前はそのイメージに近い人だったのかもね。リヴァイ兵長は調査兵団に入る前、都の地下街で有名なゴロつきだったって。
そんな人がなぜ。
さあね、何があったのか知らないけど、エルヴィン団長のもとに下る形で調査兵団に連れてこられたって聞いたわ。
団長に。
おい、エレン。
はい。
全然なってない。すべてやり直せ。
Interesting.
What do you think about that?
About what part?
His backstory.
Little reformation in the Survey Corps. I think Aaron and Levi definitely have some parallels. Obviously, Aaron was not a thug, but he was murdering criminals at 6 years old. Okay, I'm exaggerating. He wasn't quite 6, but it was close. I think it just shows that people can evolve and grow, and I think, yeah, there'll be some lessons that they learn from each other.
I like the line about he's not the hero everybody thinks he is. And I think that's so true. You pick people who you like and you focus on all of their good qualities. And often when you get to meet those people in real life,
It's disappointing.
Yeah, because they're human. And I thought that was an interesting observation. I'm also curious if there was an inciting incident for him, like from his previous life as a thug, that kind of changed him, or if Captain Irwin kind of took him under his wing and like changed him gradually.
Or it was like, you can either go to jail or join the Survey Corps.
Fair. But
I don't know.
yeah, even that, changing his attitude that completely is interesting. So I'm curious if we'll get to learn a little bit more, if Aaron's gonna weasel his way in there by asking him some questions. But I'm
It
curious.
doesn't really seem open to questions at the moment.
Fair.
I'm curious how many Titans he has killed.
Yeah, we didn't get
Because
that.
the most prolific one is Oluo. If that's his name.
He doesn't assist though. just
He doesn't
finishes.
assist, he's the finisher, but nobody else has like a super high number. Like
won-
Oluo has 39 or something.
Yeah. I wonder what a Titan assist is. Like, is it distracting? Is it...
Well, I figured they were working in pairs. Like one
fair.
distracted, one killed, but then they got to those two guys, Gunter and the blondish guy, or the dark-haired guy rather, and they both had barely any kills. So I'm like, there goes my theory.
Yeah. Well, it'll be interesting to see. And right off the bat, Captain Levi strikes me a little bit like Kita. Like, they show up to the castle and it's like, this is
Wow.
not clean.
Easy.
Okay, I understand.
That is a big jump.
I know.
Okay, you cannot use Kita's name so quickly.
I'm not saying he's on the same level, but you see the head of the troop doing the cleaning as well, saying, hey, we need a tidy space to do this. Like, that was kind of the head guy doing the work and kind of setting the example. And
Okay,
again,
fine. We need to learn a lot more about him before we start throwing Kita's name around.
Okay,
All right. Like, wow.
fair enough.
30日後に兵站拠点作りの壁外遠征か。それも今期卒業の新兵を交えると。
入団する新兵がいれば。
いずれにしろ、俺にはいささか早急に過ぎると思えるが。
エレンの現在の処遇はあくまでも一時的なものだ。可及的速やかに彼が人類に利する存在だと中央に示す必要がある。でなければいつまた憲兵団あたりが横槍を入れた。
俺にも建前を使うのか、エルヴィン。
相変わらず鼻が利くな、ミケ。
だが、お前ほどには聞かない。
時期が来れば話す。
Captain Irwin making the plans.
我々への待機命令はあと数日は続くだろうが、30日後には大規模な壁外遠征を考えてると聞いた。それも今期卒業の新兵を早々に交えると。
そりゃ本当かエルド。随分急な話じゃないか。ただでさえ今回の巨人の襲撃は新兵には応えただろうによ。
ガキどもはすっかり腰を抜かしただろうな。
本当ですか、兵長。
作戦立案は俺の担当じゃない。だがエルヴィンのことだ。俺たちよりずっと多くのことを考えているだろう。
確かにこれまでと状況が異なりますからね。多大な犠牲を払って進めてきたマリア奪還ルートが一瞬で白紙になったかと思えば、突然全く別の希望が降って湧いた。
It's interesting they let him be there.
未だに信じられないんだが、巨人になるってのはどういうことなんだ、エレン。
そ
Exactly
の
that.
時の記憶は定かではないんですが、とにかく無我夢中で。でもきっかけになるのは自傷行為です。こうやって手を。
Just don't do a
そう
demo.
いえば俺はなんでこれだけは知ってるんだっけ。
お前らも知ってるだろう。報告書以上のことは聞き出せねえよ。まあ、あいつは黙ってないだろうがな。
Interesting way to drink from a
下手にいじ
teacup.
くり回されて死ぬかもな、お前。エレンよ。
あいつと。
Mikasa.
こんばんは。
No.
リヴァイ班の皆さん、お城の住み心地はどうかな。
早かったな。
いても立ってもいられないよ。
ハンジ分隊長。
お待たせエレン。私は今町で捕らえた2体の巨人の生態調査を担当しているんだけど、 明日の実験にはエレンにも協力してもらいたい。その許可をもらいに来た。
実験ですか？俺が何を？
それはもう最高にたぎるやつをだよ。
許可については
Dr. Jaeger's protege, this Hanji.
自分の権限を持っているのは自分ではないので。
リヴァイ、明日のエレンの予定は？
庭の掃除だ。
ならよかった。決定。エレン、明日はよろ
She's
しく。
gonna have him transform.
はい。
It's gonna go
しかし
sideways.
巨人の実験とはどういうものですか？巨人の実験とは。
おいやめろ、聞くな。
ああ、やっぱり聞きたそうな顔してると思った。そんなに聞きたかったのか。しょうがないな。それじゃあ聞かせてあげないとね。今回捕まえたあの子たちについて。
That was like a Zoom meeting where you ask one question to the wrong person, and everyone's like, oh, we're gonna be here for an hour and a half now.
I thought she was like avoiding the question because I'm like, how many times does this guy have to ask you the same question? Like, just answer. But then when everybody got up to leave, I was like, no.
You're one of those.
Very passionate, but is the only one who is passionate about that particular topic, and everybody else is like, we need to get out of here.
This is going to be a 2-hour conversation.
That, I will say, that is a technique I use sometimes when I'm talking to people and I'm like not really interested in the conversation. I'll ask a question that I know that they will talk about for like 10 minutes and then I can just chill.
You do use that very well.
It's part of my arsenal, my communication arsenal.
Sarah doesn't love talking about herself, so that's her get out of jail card.
I'm like, well, I don't love small talk, period, or just, yeah. I'm very particular about the conversations I want to engage in. So that is a technique I use frequently. Just find something, people love to talk about themselves.
I just sit there and smile when that happens. No one ever knows what's going on but me.
Interesting that he remembered the self-inflicted injury. I am rolling it back to, I believe it was episode 9. I might be wrong. Where we saw Aaron in the stomach acid. The one that you guys were losing your mind about, this pause that wasn't even a big deal because we didn't miss anything. We saw him come out the back of the Titan. Okay. What we didn't see, however, was the process of what went on inside the Titan. And that is what I've been wanting to know this whole time. What was the process that went on inside this Titan's stomach to make him turn into a Titan? So when he said self-inflicted injury, I'm like, can we roll back the tape here?
I don't think we saw it.
No, we didn't. That's what I'm saying. We didn't see it.
Yeah. But we did see it when he went skeleton mode to protect Mikasa.
Correct.
Yeah. So he must have remembered that piece.
Okay.
What?
No, I'm saying we never found out the first time he
Correct.
transformed what
Yeah.
happened other than seeing the final result of him coming out of the back.
Yeah. Yeah.
Did he hurt himself there? I don't know.
But it's interesting that his memory, like he goes into a fugue state to do it, almost. So I'm curious how they're going to try and get him to be conscious when he transforms. What's that going to look like? I feel like there's going to be a lot of pain involved.
I don't think he should go help Hanji. I'm just not feeling good about this.
Yeah, it's going to be...
Not that she is this level, but I'm not gonna lie to you, the thing or the person who came to mind when I saw how excited she was about experimenting on people in Titans, Mangala. Do you know your World War II history, everybody? I know we can't put her on the same level as him, but that is just what...
The excitement of learning and figuring it out and the total disregard for what might happen.
Yeah.
まずは過去5回の捕獲時に行った実験の反復から始めた。
Ooh, I didn't know they had couched before.
こんにちは。最初は意思の疎通の検証。調子はどう？名前は？体は痛くない？
分隊長、近すぎます。
こんにちは。いい天気だね。お腹すいた？
分隊長、危険です。
残念ながら今回も意志を通わせることは不可能との結論に至る。しかし私にとって巨人との交流は日々の疲れを忘れるほど充実した時間だった。昔々あるところに人間を食う一族がいた。お前たち巨人のことじゃないよ。人間の一族だ。彼らは山の中腹にある洞窟に身を隠し、街道を通りがかった旅人を襲っては金品を奪い殺し、その肉を食っていたんだ。
また始まったよ、分隊長の命名式。ああ、この前は何だったっけ。チカチローニとアルベルト。
結果として彼らは25年にわたってそんな犯行を続けた。その間被害者は実に500人以上に上ったという。おそらくお前たちが食った人間の数より多いだろうね。また彼らは様々な食べ方を試みた。尻の肉はステーキに、もも肉は角切りにしてシチューに入れた。硬い部分の肉はミンチにしてこねて焼いた。血の塊と内臓でソーセージも作った。そう、彼らには料理という概念があったんだ。そこがお前たちとの違いだね。しかしその人食い一族はたった一つのミスから捕らえられ死刑にされた。そこはお前たちと同じだね。お前たちも人類を攻撃するというミスを犯し、そして捕らえられた。というわけでその一族を率いた男の名前をお前たちに授けようと思う。お前がソニー、お前がビーンだ。でも安心して、私はお前たちを死刑になんてしないから。よろしくね、ソニー。ビーンもよろしく。みんなで仲良くやろう。こうして7メートル級をビーン、4メートル級をソニーとそれぞれ名付けた。次に日光の遮断を試してみた。夜が深まると巨人の活動が落ちることから、日光により何かしらの活動力を得ていることを裏付ける実験だ。これは巨人によって個体差が大きく出た。よく頑張ったね、ソニー。おやすみなさい。また明日。ソニーは遮断後1時間で活動が鈍くなったのに対し、お前は本当に夜更かしが好きなんだね、ビー。いいよ、私もとことん付き合うからさ。ビーンは3時間元気なままだった。改めて驚かされたよ。彼らは水も食料も取らない。発生期間はあっても呼吸を必要としない。唯一活動に必要なのは日光なんだ。
Like plants.
ずっと日光を立つとどうなるのか興味はあるけど、死んでしまったら困るからね。以前捕獲した子たちは誤って殺してしまったんだ。首を切り落とす実験でうなじまで削ってしまってね。チカチローニとアルベルトって名前だったよ。笑顔が可愛い子たちでね。あの子たちには本当に悪いことをした。あんな思いは二度と。ごめんだ。
ハンジさ
ん。そして次の段階からは巨人の体と接触する痛覚の確認へと移行した。
分隊長、あなたが叫ぶ必要は。
これが叫ばずにいられるか。レイがあんなに下がってるんだぞ。レイ、頑張れ、耐えるんだ。 巨人にうなじ以外の弱点がないか確認する必要があったからね。とても辛い作業だったよ。ソニー、ほら心臓に刺さってるよ。痛くないの？どんな感じ？ビーンに比べてソニーは内向的な性格であまり反応を示さなかった。何？どうしたの？
分隊長、下がってください。
今のは惜しかったよ、ソニー。
あんた本当に死にますよ。
こんな感じです。
Interesting.
The sunlight thing wasn't even on my radar.
Let's get an eclipse in the works here, okay?
I wonder if they do all of their exploring and setting up at night when they go outside the walls.
When we fall asleep? When there's no sunlight.
I mean the survey corps. That seems like crucial information.
We're gathering some good stuff here.
She's a little tweaked.
Oh, 100%. We noticed that like the first time we met her.
But it's interesting to see...
She's passionate.
Yeah, but she also cares about them.
She's very empathetic, yes.
But willing to do like horrible things.
She understands what the ultimate goal is, but it doesn't make her job easy. But
yeah.
She loves gathering information. She's very curious. She's a very interesting character so far.
I almost think of yin and yang when I think about her. Just because of how it all shapes. It's got to be exhausting to be in conflict like that all the time.
Craving information, but having a kind heart and being empathetic at the same time.
Yeah, and knowing what the mission is. But she's clearly methodical and has been selected out of a lot of people to do this.
Yes, she's clearly intelligent.
Yeah. I think you would like that role. Not necessarily the harm part, but
I'm finding it very interesting.
Yeah. Your scientific biochem brain.
The light is intriguing.
I liked your plant analogy right away.
Yeah, it sounds like
that's
they're
really
like plants.
Yeah.
But assigning personality to them, they need a bigger sample size.
Yes. And I found that introverted comment
interesting. I'm definitely hanging on that. But even the fact that they can it's like a stake through the heart and they're like, fine.
Yeah, it's almost like all of their internal anatomy doesn't matter. Like it's just kind of there, but it doesn't serve any purpose, which from an evolution standpoint doesn't make any sense. Like I can't think of anything that has that much useless
matter.
Yeah.
Making them up.
Which is
like they don't need to eat, they don't need anything except sunlight.
And they're almost like batteries. The bigger they are, the longer they last when it's dark.
The bigger ones seem more aggressive.
Yes.
At least with this small sample size.
Yeah.
Okay, wow.
I mean, not a lot happening in the episode, but very interesting. Thought-provoking.
I'm soaking this up.
トニーは自己表現が苦手なんだよ。頭かじろうとするばっかりでさ。
ハンジさん。なんで巨人を前にしてそんなに陽気でいられるんですか？巨人は俺ら人類を絶滅寸前まで追い込んだ天敵で、ハンジさんだってその脅威を数多く体験してるはずなのに。
そうだよ。私は巨人に仲間を何度も何度も目の前で殺された。調査兵団に入った当初は憎しみを頼りに巨人と戦ってた。でもそんなある日私は気づいた。切断した3メートル級の生首を蹴っ飛ばした時だった。軽かったんだ、異常に。 巨人の体が。そもそも本来ならあの巨体が2本足で立ち歩くなんてことはできないはずなんだ。どの巨人もそう。切断した腕はその質量にあるべき重量には到底達していなかった。
No
エレン
bones?
が巨人になった時も何もなかったところから巨人の体が現れたと聞く。私は思うんだ。私たちに見えているものと実在するものの本質は全然違うんじゃないかってね。憎しみを糧にして攻勢に出る試みはもう何十年も試された。私は既存の見方と違う視点から巨人を見てみたいんだ。空回りに終わるかもしれないけど、でも私はやる。
Because it might mean something.
調査兵団に入ってから驚かされてばかりだ。ハンジさんだけじゃない、変わり者だらけ。これじゃまるで変人の巣窟。でも変革を求める人間の集団、それこそが調査兵団なんだ。ハンジさん、よかったら実験の話をもっと聞かせていただけませんか？
いいの？
はい、明日の実験のためにも詳しく知っておいた方がいいかと思いますし。
そうだね。今の話じゃ省略した部分も多かったし、もっと詳細に話すとしよう。ちょっと長くなるけど。はい、まずは最初に巨人を捕獲した時に私はこう仮定してみた。なので
Very interesting statement. I think the Titans we see and the actual Titans are two different things.
Like almost a projection or a different shape.
I know. I'm like, is this all? Is like what? Clearly, they're solid because she like. So it's not just like a projection. People are getting consumed by them. They're solid. The arm got cut off. But
the fact that they dissolve makes it seem like it's almost a temporary form.
Solid form.
Yeah.
And then they just evaporating. Yeah.
Aaron happening for her is like drugs. Like it's information. It proves that they're not exactly what people think.
Well, the
like
fact that such a huge creature appeared out of thin air.
Yeah. And I thought the weight thing was really interesting. Yeah. I like this episode because it's very similar to, like, you actually have to know about what you're doing. Like, this would be the process of trying to figure out this situation if it were quote-unquote real life. Like, these are the details around the...
I'm puzzling through this right now.
Yeah.
I am stumped. It's like a great riddle.
You love a good mystery.
I love a good mystery. I love a riddle.
I'm curious what else we're going to learn from her experiments.
今回の実験では新たに得られた情報はないね。
Nothing.
今まで話したことは訓練兵の時に教わってるはずだ。エレンも知ってるよね。
はい、全部知ってました。
なのでここからは私独自の推測を交えてもう一度解読するよ。
もう
まず巨人との
ハンジ分隊長はいますか？被験体が巨人が2体とも殺されました。
Saved by the dead Titans.
Killed by Wellman, the guy who can't control himself. Okay, so they do have skeletons.
貴重な被験体を兵士がやったのか？
ああ、犯人はまだ見つかってない。夜明け前に2体同時にやられたらしい。見張りが気づいた時には
Sabotage.
反対軌道ではるか遠くだ。
2人以上の計画的作戦ってわけか。見ろよ、ハンジ分隊長はご乱心だ。 れは一体。行くぞ。あとは憲兵団の仕事だ。はい。
君には何が見える？敵は何だと思う？
は？
すまない。変なことを聞いたな。
There's a saboteur. Oh, your wheels are spinning.
Oh my gosh, I'm like overwhelmed in a good way. I
don't understand why somebody would do that. Unless it's another human that can turn into a Titan. Who has the Titan's interest at heart. Or has a vested interest in keeping it a secret.
Yeah, I'm wondering who would want to like protect the Titans. Government. The people that are keeping everybody in check. Oh dang. But there were skeletons.
It looked like they were still smoking though, so maybe they dissolve in stages.
No, I was just like, if they're that light,
oh, you were thinking
so much of your weight as a human comes from your skeletal structure. So I was like, maybe they're just like blobs of flesh that just can appear. But there goes that theory.
Maybe they have light bones like birds. I also, going back, thought her statement of they shouldn't be able to walk on 2 feet, I found that very interesting as well.
Well, given their size and how little mass they have, like, that makes sense.
Yeah. It was just an interesting observation.
Oh my gosh. And then even Captain Irwin's question of like, what do you think the enemy is?
Captain Irwin's playing 4D chess.
There is something so wrong going on.
I wonder if Captain Irwin and Pixis are on the same kind of side wavelength team.
Well, wasn't he meeting with Pixis like last 2 episodes ago?
I think so.
I think they're definitely on the same page. But I'm like, what are these? What conspiracy is going on? How did these things get created? Is it all like a scientific like illusion by a couple scientists who wanted to take over the world and converted humans into like, I am on one right now.
That's what I was thinking, like somebody from that science group sent in an assassin or something.
I thought it's Dr. Jaeger, but I'm like, to protect his own interests.
Maybe he's the better comparison to
Mangala?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So good.
I'm gonna have to sit with this for a second. This brought up like not just 100 more questions, like 1,000 more questions, and nothing got answered really.
This engaged Sarah's science brain.
No, just like, yeah, my love of mystery. I'm like, I want to solve this puzzle, but it's not gonna
We have a few more seasons to go.
Okay. Wow. Not a huge plot moving episode, but a great information episode, which I also love those, you know that. We would love to know your thoughts, so please be sure to share in the comments below while we are here making Venn diagrams and charts and spreadsheets.
And wild predictions.
And as always, we'd be so excited if you would like this video, subscribe to my channel, and stay tuned for more Attack on Titan coming next week. Thanks, guys.